Hi everyone and welcome to Culture of Paint. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the news and rumours in the hobby world and then taking a look back at some of our favourites and our highlights of the hobby year for 2025. Now, Culture of Paint's aimed at a mature audience, so we might use explicit language and discuss adult themes. So let's talk about paint. And we're back in. So hi everyone, I'm Henry and joining me as usual is Andy. How are you doing, bud?
Loving it. Can't wait. Love the holidays over because it means I can do hobby again. Woohoo.
Yeah. I had a few days of no brush and was jonesing to get back to it, which is always a good sign. And joining us, if you're watching this back over on the Culture of Paint YouTube, joining us live is the Twitch chat. So if you ever want to jump in and get stuck into the episodes, jump over on Twitch, give us a sub. You can always use your Amazon Prime sub if you want to as well for it. What's a lot of things? There's been a lot of food chat before we've gone live here now. So I was thinking about going to a local for lunch, still cash in hand. Nice. Pub lunch would be good, actually. I'm still all over the shop with days. So I don't know whether Friday mornings is going to become the time for the podcast. It might well do. I quite like it, actually. It's quite a nice end to the week.
Your video goes out Thursday normally as well, so it's kind of
yeah. It's quite nice.
Pressure
right?
off for you.
I think you sort of, bookends, not bookends, but finishes the week off. But what we're going to chat about today. So we'll have a quick look at what's shown up over the Crimbo period that might be worth having a glance at. And then, a few of our highlights from last year. It was a very interesting year, I think, personally and professionally. We hit 100k subs, didn't we, on New Year's Eve?
Was that this year?
That was, like midnight or whatever it was, wasn't it, last year? 2025, which was cool. But then it was, I guess it was one of those years. Well, I think we're 9 years old this year. So it's,
no,
I think, yes, I think we're due a bit of transition. I think 2017 we incorporated and everything. I think it was.
You're right.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have a 10-year anniversary.
I know it's going to be quite soon. How excited is Andy about Aerial? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. What? Okay, let's have a look. So this lad drops. Can you see this slide? I should have checked the slides before we come on, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, they're working. I was popped on our YouTube thing to check if there was any comments to reply to, blah blah blah, and it showed me it was like, oh, there's some comments on the Red Corsairs videos I've done. So I wonder why they've popped up. Started reading them, chatting away with people, and then started getting sent this lad through. So I'm a very big Red Corsairs fan.
They were amazing.
Have been for a long time. Bad Ab's probably my favourite thing in Warhammer, which sort of precedes the Red Corsairs. So yeah, I'm excited about this release, particularly wanting this year to be quite 40k focused for hobby. It is tempting. What do you think? This is sure on black.
I love the cat.
Yeah, her
amazing.
Yeah.
I think the paint job on the bottles is excellent. So whoever did that for every mail, that's really, really good. Really excellent. I think that it's got potential. I think that you could make some changes and it would be cool. I mean, I love the character. I like the background. I love the color scheme. One of the coolest factions for 40k Chaos. So yeah, I like a lot of it. Don't love the model at first glance. Just maybe a little play, a little tweak. But yeah, it's cool. I would buy the model and I would like to mess around with it. I think there's some cool bits on it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I will certainly be picking him up, and if people want, I will do him for the channel. If not, I will just be picking him up and doing it for me, and then drop a PDF or something on that. But yeah, I think the pose is super cool. I know it's not dissimilar to other poses which people have pointed out. And at first I was like, oh yeah, you're right. It's just a Baden's pose, or it's just this. And then it got me thinking, there's only so many heroic poses, right? And fundamentally, I think it looks good. Like it's. I feel like this is when you have your commander on the table, and sometimes they do real stoic poses for them. And I
love those.
So on the shelf, I think they look super cool. But sometimes I feel on the table, I think it looks a bit odd. Not always.
This is that in between, though.
Yeah, exactly right. So I feel like this is a a really nice pose for both gaming and just on the shelf. So has it been seen before? Yeah. Does it look cool? Yeah. So I'm in on on that side of it. Someone saw a comparison of his face to Wallace and Gromit. Fair enough. I don't hate the face. I don't think I love it. I don't hate it. I think there are many worse ones out there.
A helmet could be cool. Could
Um,
change the feeling of the model quite quickly, like make it a bit more menacing.
they've
I
stuck
like
very faithfully to the bits and pieces though, which is nice. So his one of the things is a lot of his armor and a lot of his equipment and everything is from people he killed during the Badab insurrection, whatever you want to call it, rebellion. So I'm glad that they've done the sort of due diligence with all that and kept it for the nerds.
Eldar,
it's very satisfying for the nerds. Yeah. Well, okay. So you've mentioned them, the Eldar. I'm not going to bother putting up those atrocious leaked pictures that we saw the other day. But it appears Corsairs. Well, Red Corsairs aren't the only Corsairs, right? It's some Eldar Corsairs coming too, by the looks of it.
It's a Corsair sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Lovely,
Sorry,
lovely.
I'm wiggle.
I mean, fine by me. Bring it on. Like Eldar Corsairs are fucking rad. Since they appeared back in, was it Duma Mimiara? Was that the first time we saw them? We got like Sunblitz Brotherhood, and we got all those cool forge. Obviously, we'd seen them before that in the setting and everything, but the last 20 years, I think it was the Forge World ones, and they looked awesome. And then we had that kill team, didn't we? Not that long ago. And they were Corsairs. So yeah, it looks like they're fleshing out that faction. So yeah, more pirates. Pirate 40k, big fan.
Yeah, I mean, I love Prince Y Ryle.
So that's the rumors, is it? I try and do it. I try and do like 40k rumors, and I'm sure many people are aware of what pops up when you search for rumors, and I'm afraid I cannot consume that rumor place because it just does my nut. But I want to find out what's going on. So if anybody's got good like forums or Discords or things like that, yeah, tell me. Is it right? Send me some. I shut off from it, dude, like a couple of years ago, and now I'd like a tiny bit of it. So
I just look at my WhatsApp and go, yeah, that's some new stuff. Cool. It's normally floating about. Someone's posted it.
I'm keen to see. So Uriel's been sighted, has he?
Yeah. So I thought that he was going to be I thought it was going to be the Christmas Day reveal, but obviously they went for Hugsy here. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. To be honest, I've always wanted to get like a large scale Eldar sculpted by someone, and I've never settled on which one. And I'd quite like him because the really good black and white artwork of him, or the old codex with the red Autarch. But loads of people have done that. So
yeah, I think Uriel's he's a really interesting piece, right? As a miniature, as art, because he's that Corsair, he's got a few more bits that I think make him quite interesting. Doesn't he?
I love the color scheme as well.
Color scheme's great, right? But he's got that bit more personality to him. So yeah, I think that's a great shout for it'd be a nice bust too. But anyway, no, I'll
like paint one nice Eldar figure a year, so hopefully it'll be that. Hopefully.
Well, I've been talking to you for about a month now about wanting to do some Eldar, so maybe this will be tempted. They did a great Corsair book this year, Voice Guard. What a Black Library book! That'd be cool. I read the Gav Thorpe half of the Eldar book years ago. That was really enjoyable and really weird. So like it was good. It made Eldar out to be very, very different, which is super cool. So yeah, Huron and his command squad apparently are coming. We've seen the apothecary and we've seen the silhouettes of the rest of them to come. One of which looks like a human-sized model, which is really cool. So that'll be
a Votan.
That'll be intriguing to see how all that I'd love to see you dig into some Exodites. Ooh, yeah, I know. Well, I mean, if we're getting Corsairs, who knows? Maybe they'll give us Exodites as well this year. Thanks, Lord of Things. I'll check that book out. Actually, I've just finished what I was reading, so need a new one. Red Corsairs. You've got a couple of books. You've got Master of the Maelstrom. It's a good read. It's by what's his name, Mike Brooks. That was enjoyable. They show up in one of the Carcharodon's books. They show up in the second of the Night Lords trilogy. That's probably the best, my favourite one of them. The Night Lords. Yeah, it's if you like the background, there's plenty on the Red Corsairs, and if you like the idea of your Chaos Marines being perhaps not just classic mustache twirling, tentacle, dick fingers, all the rest of it, they're pretty cool. They're pretty interesting. So, I just wanted to talk very briefly. I thought we ought to, because we're about to do our highlights of 2025. G-Dub did their miniatures of the year thing. I just want to get your thoughts on them, really, Andy, and the chat.
I mean, yeah, this is the best miniature of the year. So yeah, well done.
So this was
from Games Workshop.
Age of Sigmar. Yeah, I did make me chuckle. The unrisen version came in at third as well, which I thought was excellent.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious
because they are both very, very good. I think we've said for years, haven't we, that the Age of Sigmar team produce brilliant model after brilliant model after brilliant model. And they didn't really start this year. The Soulblight release with this guy, and then the new Graveguard and the new, or whatever they're called, Barrowguard, I think they are.
Skeletons.
And the horses, really nice. You loved that lad on horse, didn't you? They did for that set. You had the vampire on horse as well. That was really nice. You had the Chaos Dwarves came out as well, which I believe went down really well. Don't actually know. I know a couple of friends who've really enjoyed them, but I didn't see what the sort of community reaction to them was like. But they certainly a big old release for a returning faction. So yeah, no arguments from me. I think this was a cracking choice. I don't really know who'd have pushed him, to be honest. So now we've had 10 years of it, just off the cuff. Best AOS model of the last 10 years, this one?
Slan on Frost.
I was going to say Slan as well. I think Slan is still Right, who's up next? So they did Specialist as well. So this is nice. A few years ago, they just used to do one mini, didn't they? And it was always 40k. And now they've split it into 40k AOS and Specialist. So Specialist obviously is a slightly more interesting category in that you've got Necromunda, you've got Horus Heresy, you've got Warhammer Quest, you've got Old World, all of it. So they chose, or well, supposedly public chose Miao Ying. So this was our first new plastic dragon for Old World, for Warhammer Fantasy in 20 years, something like that.
It's amazing. I mean, I love the story of her transforming into it. I've watched the animation because it's the Total War trailer, right, of her jumping off that cliff, turning into the dragon. It's super cool. Yeah, it's an amazing miniature, and one of the few where it's not disappointing from the video game to figure translation. I think it's spot on, like no notes. The face is amazing on her, which is rare. It's really good. The kit goes together amazing. Yeah, it's absolutely spot on.
Yeah, nice.
I really wanted to paint it, but I cannot find the time to do it. But I do like it.
Well, I've got Dragon over on the shelf there, looking good. I've gone for like a metallic scheme on it, which I'm really happy with. So that video will probably go Patreon, I think. But yeah, a few people mentioned in the chat as well, her in her human form. Big fans. You loved it, didn't you? You were thinking of maybe doing her as a display piece, right? Just the human.
Yeah, it's all prepped. I removed all the sculpted detail off the cloak and I got it all ready. But have to be so careful with what I choose to paint because I can probably paint honestly 6 figures a year. I think maybe 8, and just having one of those, like it's a big thing. So, and for me, there's no point doing a quick job on it. It just doesn't do anything for me doing a quick job on a mini. So I think it's fallen by the wayside, and I'm doing a different wizard. So
fair.
We'll see.
She's big too, which is nice. She's that little bit bigger as well, which I guess has maybe allowed
I'd
them
like
to,
to.
you know, do
I'd
some.
like to do it one day, but I just there's so many. If we get these new Eldar figures, then I want to do those. And it's just it makes me sad sometimes how few figures we can get done in a year and in a lifetime, because I'd love to paint 20 figures this year, and I know I'll probably do 5 or 6. So just got to be careful.
Well, just don't fuck them up, mate. Just make sure they're all bangers. You'll be fine.
I'm trying.
You're doing great. So yeah, Meow Ying, the Storm Dragon. So rest of I had a couple more. I thought the Saturnine stuff, I loved that. I've spoken about that before. I must pick up a few more of the Commander. I'd love to do some more work on him. I did that Iron Hands version of him, the Praetor, for release, and yeah, I hadn't planned on doing it. They asked if I'd do the Iron Hands, and I was like, yeah, go on, it's drop site. I don't mind doing Iron Hands for the story. And then I ended up really enjoying doing it. And I think sort of you said it before, this idea of you paint sort of the quintessential model from a range and just have that. So rather than an Iron Hands army, pick one model, make it as Iron Handsy as possible, and be pleased with it and be done with it.
I think I did that with my Iron Warrior as well. I really,
Hmm.
I really liked how that turned out for the photo, actually.
Yeah, it was
Um,
cool. Yeah.
and that was a very small time investment, and I got everything I needed out of that. So that was really, really happy with that, from a making content point of view as well. I was really
Yeah,
pleased with that.
absolutely. So yeah, I thought they were pretty good. I thought the Cathay range in general was outstanding, and the Marauders, which I don't know if the Marauders were part of this vote or not, but they did come out in 2025. But I'm a huge old world fan anyway. But to see, particularly the releases in the sort of from Cathay onwards this year, the plastics, I just think have been just amazing. And those Marauders, that came out of nowhere basically, and they're just brilliant. And just pick up 10 of them and do a warband, for something like Mordheim. They're just they're wonderful.
I can't
So
imagine playing a game of Old World with a Cathay army versus Marauders. It would just look incredible.
Outrageous. And we've got someone reminded me the other day, we've got obviously all the peasant stuff coming for them that they revealed as well. So yeah, it's good times if you're a fan of Warhammer Fantasy for sure. But those are the other ones that sort of jumped to my mind from specialists this year that I thought maybe could have been in front of me. But to be fair, I think this is a very good choice as best mini of the year. It's pretty significant, isn't it? This is sort of your Primarch equivalent model. Imagine if they dropped a plastic Primarch this year for Heresy. It's that kind of level, I think. And then obviously the big category, 40k. I say that because obviously it's their most subscribed to game, so generally you get the most noise around it. And they get plenty of releases. And it was Logan Grimnar got voted best this year. So obviously the Space Wolves had a big old refresh. My favourite model from that's probably the normal leader boss model from the army box set. I don't know what he's called. Wolfguard leader, maybe?
Have you seen Jason's Arjak?
Have I seen Valbjorn's Arjak? Is it on his Insta?
Yesterday.
No, I haven't.
It yesterday.
No, I haven't. Then right, I'm going to go and have a look. Then.
It's gonna be incredible.
So this is Valbjorn we're talking about here, who sculpted that Space Wolf that Andy painted the other week, actually, over on YouTube. If you haven't seen that, it's going to be
so good.
Where is it? Oh,
I
yeah,
really
cool.
want it, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, looking cool.
It's amazing.
It's a great pose for the starting point, isn't it? Lovely jubbly. So yeah, so Logan took it out. So Space Force had the big range refresh. I'm pretty sure Emperor's Children came out 2025. Thought that was a good looking range, but again, I don't think best of the year. No, probably not. For me, I thought it probably would have come from the Eldar refresh. You had all those Phoenix Lords.
That was 2024, wasn't it?
See, no, I feel like we saw them at the back end of that, and then and then it went into 25. Correct me
Oh yeah, it was because the Warp Spider one got fourth or something, right?
Oh, okay, there we go. So yeah, I'd have thought maybe they would have got. You had Krieg as well. Krieg got a bunch of stuff.
Craig for the American audience.
There was that little flurry of Marine releases towards the end of the year as well, with the characters and the Terminators. Like I thought there was some cracking stuff in there. Like I really liked that White Scar lad on the jet bike. I thought that was pretty cool. I really liked the Raven Guard character that I did that Wolf Priest
That did well, didn't it? That got third or something.
Let's have a look. Oh yeah, cool. So he got third. Great. I'm glad on that. I thought that was a really quite original, quite cool model they did. Yeah, there we go. Fulgrim got second. So yeah, they did come out this year. So lots of lots of releases, and Lord of Poxes. Someone's mentioned in the chat. It's a great shout. That really intrigues me. That model. I really want to know if that's what we're going to see. As you know, they've just changed up a lot of Nurgle for AOS, with all the stuff we saw in the reveal show, and I think it's coming out very soon. But Festus and the new Blight Kings and everything, and there's definitely been a change in aesthetic there. It'd be very interesting to see if they do that with the Death Guard for 40k going forwards, and it's more like that sort of horror. I think horror is the right word that the Lord of Poxes gives, rather than the slightly more comical.
God, I would do some Death Guard if they make them look that good.
Mm-hmm. The whole Wolves range is pretty great, says Hulksy. I mean, I'm not going to disagree. I think it was really well done, man. Like I love that their stealth,
better than Blood Angels,
stealth bringing back all the old Marine stuff. We've got normal bolters back now. We've got the different helms, the marks, and everything. There's tweaks to the knees and the greaves and everything. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Long may that continue, along with the Terminators and the Scouts and things like that. Very, very happy.
It's a shame he lost his sled, though, isn't it? Real shame.
Do you know what? I did not hate that model.
The Logan inside the sled was fine.
Right, was really cool. The sled thing, put it this way: would you rather have Logan in the sled, or would you rather have T-shirt cannon, whatever they were called, something? The Marines, the Primaris that came out with bizarre rocket launcher things.
The Smasherators.
Desolators? I reckon Desolators, maybe.
Destroyerator on.
But yeah, I mean, I'd rather have give me 10 sleds than that. The poor Blood Angels, yeah. But I'm still holding out that what the Blood Angels are going to do is we're going to get new 40k this year. It's going to be Blood Angels on the box. We're going back to second edition. It's nostalgia out the wazoo. And the Blood
Tactical
Angels
Marines.
front and center. And we're going to get loads of Blood Angels stuff. We're going to get what's it called? A Furioso Dread. We get all of this, and the Blood
returns.
Angels. Yeah, they'll get their time in the sun, because
somehow Tycho returned.
I think it's the bit as well that you then get the like, oh, and here's a surprise Ultramarines release just at the end of the year if you fancy it too. So like, just kick those Blood Angels while they're down, right? But to be fair,
a really good Ultramarine release.
Yeah, they were nice.
Oh, look, we can sculpt great Space Marines. We just chose not to for Blood Angels.
I thought that, what are they? The Victrix Guard, the Bodyguard squad. I think they were really nice. I must pick up a box of them. They look really, really cool. I'd like to do those for the shelf. And you keep going on about Calgar, so maybe come March we'll do some ultras. It's always good fun. Oh yeah, and Titus version 15. Yeah, they look good. Yeah, should we do? Yeah, we'll do some Ultramarines in March again. I did that a couple of years ago. It was good fun. I enjoyed that. So yeah, so that was a few of the sort of bits that came out over that Christmas period on the Warcom site. Most other companies not really doing much like ourselves, sort of just shutting down for Christmas, and the New Year period. So yeah, why don't we move straight on then to our hobby highlights of 2025. So first up,
Paint Job of the Year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. And you were lucky enough to see this in person at San Savino, his secret workshop. The link will be down in the description as well if you're watching this back.
I have to say as well that Albert's is obviously incredible and on the same level as one, best paint job of the year as well. But this is such a big model; it's very hard to compare. And I'm looking forward to seeing Albert go back to large scale, um, because the things on this that I love are the painted hair on the arms, the
Mm,
all the shadows and stuff, and you can't do that on a Warhammer model. So Albert did the best paint job on a Warhammer model without a doubt. Um, and then yeah, I just can't wait to see him do a large scale thing again, because that's what I prefer from Albert actually. If I did a top three figures that Albert's painted, they're all large scale, not his Warhammer ones.
mhm, mhm,
um yeah, so can't wait to see that. But this one was a really special paint job, um and also really cool to see a model out of the box done so well. I think there's a lot of expectation at Monte Santovino to spend loads of money. Um, just to put a bit of perspective for people, if you get your own model made, it's probably going to cost you at least 1,000 for the sculpt, if not 1,500, 2,000. Then printing it, it's a couple grand investment basically to do these one-offs, which is ridiculous, really. Whereas this model is like £80 or something, so it's a lot cheaper. And he won best painting at Monte Santovino with this, which felt like the right prize, because yeah, the painting was absolutely obscene. Really, really great to see. And I think last year I was judging actually, and I got to see a lot of people just disregard Maxime's figure because it was a Space Marine. So it was his Nurgle Marine, and it was small. And I think people assumed it was just a bought Space Marine because it's that good, but it was
mhm.
completely scratch sculpted. The painting was insane. It was so detailed, but I think people just overlooked it. Um, and so I hope that he came back with some fire and just did this massive model. But yeah, he really showed what he can do. It's just amazing.
Absolutely, people enjoying or a lot of the painted on shadow on
Yeah,
this model. People really enjoying how that's looking. How big is it? Just give us a banana for scale. Mm,
big, because it's
nice.
a 75 mil ogre, so
Mm,
it's, I don't know how tall it is, 100 mil tall maybe.
nice.
I can,
Nice.
if you give me a second, I can look. I've,
Well, guys, let us know in the chat as well some of your highlights. I should have asked really on the models, the G Dub models of the year as well. If you thought they were really
sorry about the
outstanding
clicking.
ones, just let us know while we're having a look. I think it's just worth saying because it's we get a lot of people watching us who've come from gaming scale stuff and are intrigued by the bigger stuff. So I think it is larger scale can often seem intimidating to people. So I think it's quite good to put it in perspective. And you say you can just buy this off the shelf.
Yep, so it's Akela models. The quality is amazing. I really like that brand. So it's David Aroba's brand.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't. I have a lot of their figures, and the quality of casting is excellent. It's sculpted by Raoul Latour. So yeah, really, really recommend that brand. They're excellent. I can't find the millimeters. They normally say the size. Oh, here we go. I've got it. It's next to a ruler. It is 120 mil tallish by look of it.
It's a big
So
old
to
mini.
the eye, to the eye is about 95.
Nice, nice.
Big,
Oh,
big, big, big.
Martin Space Wolf Squad. Yes, agreed. That was super cool. Yeah, that was one of the nicest things I've seen this year. Well, I can't think where we featured that on an episode recently. Nice. So you saw this, as you say, this was brought to Monte Santovino, which was another highlight for you of the year.
Yeah, 10th year at Monty, and it was my favorite year, um, without a doubt. Yeah, it's really important, and we just mentioned those two figures, Albert's and Maxime's, and I really made sure I stared at those for a long time. And it sounds silly, but I think, okay, these are the two best painted figures or whatever, and I tried to ingrain the quality of them in my mind, because when you're painting yourself, sometimes I don't know if something's good or not,
Mm,
and I always think, this is no good or this is bad or whatever. So it's really important that you look at the best level pieces and really understand. So yeah, I made sure I really stared at those figures, and the lighting there is perfect. And I just thought you've got to take this opportunity to absorb this painting, because you have to keep that in mind for the whole year actually while you're painting your own stuff. Um, so that was really good. And I did this picture because I think this is basically everything I painted. That wasn't something a bit quicker for YouTube or whatever, but
mm,
these are kind of the main figures that I did. And I think on reflection, it's probably the best figures I've done. Um, the bust I think is the best bust I've done, and I really made myself take the time on that one and not to cut corners, and I feel quite satisfied with that. And I think Fuegan's probably the best single miniature I've done from Warhammer, which is cool. Um, and there's some bits I wasn't happy with at the time, but I can forgive those.
mm,
Um, and then the two little dioramas I think show some progression. So yeah, I think looking at the figures I did this year, yeah, I'm happy with where I'm going, and just need to keep pushing forward, really. So, but still in general unsatisfied. So as always,
mhm, mhm.
keep wanting to grow a lot. But I feel like the two dioramas I did are cool, and the one I'm doing at the moment, I'm pretty sure is much better than both, in my opinion. So not as, I don't know, evocative perhaps, but I like think it's cooler. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah,
Yeah,
good year. But yeah,
mm,
Monty was just really, really cool this year. I judged last year, and I really wanted to judge because it's like an honor or whatever, and it's like just a really nice feeling to remember feeling like an absolute noob when I went to Monty for the first time. So to get to judge was really cool, but you are kind of taken away from your friends. And I felt very disconnected last year because when my friends were having lunch and stuff, I was judging, and so yeah, I missed them. But this year we had the best accommodation we've had, and yeah, we just stayed up till 4 in the morning round this fireplace. And that was actually my highlight, was this fire. That's why I sent it to you, because yeah, we just sat around here literally till 4 a.m. and yeah, it was great. Just chatting all sorts. So that's what makes it a good trip, really.
Oh, lovely. Well, and guys, if you want to see how Andy created any of those pieces, you can go check those out on the Patreon. I think you documented all of them, actually, didn't you? Because the vampires
Yeah,
on there as well. Yeah. Um,
literally every millimeter of painting, all on there.
that's nice. And Matt says we're all booked in for next year as well, or this year rather. So for Monty 11, as it were.
Yeah, I think Matt would agree with me that this year was one of the best because of the accommodation.
Mm,
Like last year, because I judged, they give you a hotel room, which is nice, but I was just in a hotel room on my own,
sure.
so I think I'd rather pay. But yeah, so it was really really nice.
Lovely. Well, I'm glad. So, if you guys are wondering what sort of Monty is, Monte San Savino, it's a very well established miniatures painting competition over in Italy. Been going on for a long time now. And if you go back through the various Culture Paint seasons, you'll have seen us cover it multiple times and talk about it. So, if you fancy going back and watching those ones from the past, you can. They're all down in the playlists. So, I'm trying. I can't remember what's up next. Ah, yeah. So well, this is one of my picks for highlights of the year, which is MPO, so Miniature Painting Open, continuing to grow and establish itself, and I think do a good job, which is a really important. So this year we had our second, or 2025, we had our second in person one, MPO Bristol, and there you can see a lovely bit of artwork by Mark Gibbons, who's certainly my favourite fantasy artist. I know he's one of yours. Yeah, and then having the goblin sculpt done as well by one of our friends, Danny, who's done a lot of stuff for us for Deogard as well. Yeah, it's very exciting. I don't know how you're feeling about it all, but I'm very pleased with how MPO is going and where it's going. You know, what it's doing. So it's going to be
It's pretty amazing for the second year. You know, there's as soon as it was done, we talked about what we're going to improve on, but I think we got to say, hey, we did a lot of good stuff. Like, give ourselves a little bit of a break. Um, but yeah, I'm so confident that year three is going to be even better. I can't wait to see that room with more shelves and more space for minis. I think that's going to make a huge difference for people viewing the figures. Um, Start the judging a bit earlier, just all these small things. But I'm proud with what we're doing. Very pleased that we're going to have Mr. Eric Swinson joining us in person.
There's the exclusive.
Yeah.
For that. Mind you,
I couldn't remember if we announced it or not.
No, we haven't, but it's sold out a few weeks back now, guys. So like people have been emailing about getting on the waiting list. So yeah, if you do want to get to 2026, then just drop me an email at info@paint.com and I'll add you to the waiting list. There's always cancellations, you know, nearer the time. Yeah, let me know if you want to go on that list. But yeah, you know, along with the in-person one, we've done another year of the online. Nearly got to 3,000 entries this year, which is incredible. This is the first year I was properly involved in the judging, which was really fun. And yeah, it's, you know, MPO is very important to me. And I think there's a huge amount of professional satisfaction, you know, from what we've achieved with it this last year. It's whatever we spoke about earlier in the year, that sort of, it's okay to go, good job, well done, now do better. And that's the goal, you know, for 2026. And it's going to be cool. And Thibaut, they're picking up Best of Show, which I was very happy about. I was going to bring up the mini color thing, but because it's not actually out yet, I didn't pick
That's how I feel.
I didn't pick that for 2025, but you can see a mini color banner in the background. So I suspect that will feature quite heavily in the highlights of 2026.
I think for me, I want to see the finished thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very, very, very happy that they're out the door. I'm really happy with the product that we've made. But I think, yeah, having it people's hands and getting the feedback, it'll be next year's. But I think for me, it's like I want to see that finished box on a shelf in the shops because that'll be like, oh, I did that, you know. Really, really works hard on that project, and yeah, I just want to see it in a shop that isn't, you know, it's going to be an element for sure. But I think, you know, if I go to America and see it in a shop there or something, that'll be kind of crazy, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a very long project as mini color soon TM. Yeah, and it has felt like that. You know, there's been a lot of false sort of dawns with it. So it's been nice to if I get it over the line. A lot of work's gone into it. A lot of work's continuing to go into it. So we'll talk.
Yeah, I've got some more here.
Talk about it loads. Did you get the new paints? Yeah, good. Have you had a play with them
just
yet?
To not massively, but I have some specific things.
Yeah, I was using the purple.
Yeah, I have some purple things to paint with them. But you know, a small update if you're interested is we continue to just improve stuff, and I was not satisfied with some of them, and they were still good, but we just spent a whole day basically trying to make these 3 paints better, like you know, just going over and over again. And I think we've done a better product here. But yeah, just looking at these 3, they just look so nice. So yeah, we're just working so hard on that. And if a paint is not good, we're just changing it until it is. And it's really, really difficult. You kind of start to lose your mind and perspective after a while, but that's why you have other people testing as well. And it's been tough, but it will be rewarding.
Yeah, lots of fun, and it's looking good. And yeah, it will feature heavily at MPO in person this year as well. So yeah, the in-person contest really well. Got lots of satisfaction from that. The obviously the MPO online, we did the awards just for Christmas. It was a hugely rewarding, satisfying proud moment or whatever. Just seeing Instagram plastered with people celebrating what they'd done absolutely made my day, made my Christmas. I couldn't keep up with it. I tried replying to everyone. I tried reposting all the things people have been doing. I could not keep up with it all. I'm trying each day to go back through and just check if anyone's messaged rather than just reposted. Yeah, the fact that communities took hold of it, they're making it what they want it to be. It's going to be this repository. Matt has done more excellent work over the Christmas period as well on the website. So the website's now been changed. You can go and have a look. It's just even nicer to use.
It's unbelievable work from him there.
It's getting close to what I'd hoped it was going to be, what I wanted it to be, and yeah, it's very exciting as we continue with all of that. So that was definitely a highlight, and particularly the people that are going, oh, it's my first time doing it. That's what we want. More and more and more and more people painting minis, right? This is more for us to look at. So it's all good. Oh yeah, and then a slightly more personal one. And let me know in the chat, guys, if MPO was your first one. But it's been talking to lots of you over Christmas about it all, so it's been on my mind a lot. Yeah, I guess a much more personal hobby related one. I've quietly in the background this year, starting back in like February or so, I just started to have a look outside of the GW sort of ecosystem, miniatures wise. I know you've been into painting large scale figures for many years, but for me, with my focus having been on the YouTube channel for goodness knows how long now, it's nearly always been GW. It's nearly always been new releases. Keep it going, keep it going. And I just wanted to see what else was going on, really. I said this the other week, didn't I? Like I'm, and I think you are too. Like we're snobs when it comes to minis. There's no two ways about it, which is okay, right? When you apply that to yourself as well. But I think in the past, I had tried to look outside of GW's miniatures and very often found things wanting. And when I only had a limited amount of time to spend on hobby, I didn't want to be sort of feeling like I was making too many compromises, if that makes sense. Particularly when GW provided so many settings to enjoy minis in, right? We spoke about that before, haven't we? Like, if you don't like AOS, but you like fantasy, well, now you've got Warhammer Fantasy, you've got the old world. If you like 40k, Kill Team, Necromunda, different scales, all the rest of it, they make it. I think that kudos to them. But there's very little reason, I think, to look outside of GW if you like nice minis. At least that's how I was feeling. But I have an amazing hobby group here where I live, and they are multi-system, multi-genre hobbyists, particularly historical stuff they enjoy as well. And that had never interested me. I just started taking a look and was very pleasantly surprised by the quality of miniatures around now. I think there's always been excellent settings out there. Whether that's established ones that have been like movie IPs like Star Wars, you've got what are the various games from them, Shatterpoint and what's the big one? The big minis game, as it that lots of people play. Anyway, the classic 40k equivalent, whatever that one's called. Someone in the chat will remind me. But you've had Star Wars and things, but then you've had Legion, that's it. But then you've had other systems, things like War Machine, Horde. You had Dust in the past. You got BattleTech. You got all these other brilliant settings. But I always found the minis a little wanting for me. I didn't enjoy them as much. And then I picked up the War Machine plastics. These guys, the Brian Bloods. I built them on stream earlier in the year when I was trying Twitch out. The plastics were fantastic to build. Like the actual building
Street Sharks
was an enjoyable thing, right? So and I like the goofy style. I enjoy that. But it was the quality, mate. That's what got me. I was like, these are as good, if not better, particularly because I've been doing a lot of old world stuff, which for a lot of that is 20-odd-year-old GW models. I was like, God, these are really good. Like even compared to modern ones. Then somehow something happened and I woke up one morning and was suddenly interested in historicals. And picked up Baron's War, got into that. Lovely minis. They're simple. They're a pleasure to build. They're characterful. I could build a warband in an evening. They're fun to paint. It's like, oh my god, this is hobby joy. Everything's coming back. And then Trench Crusade, which I have been dying to get into since we first saw it. I ordered the book. Apparently, it's on its way. I finally got the email the other day saying it's on its way, but I've held off really doing anything or even looking at Trench Crusade until I've got the book, because I want to go about it my way. I don't want to be influenced. And then I forget the studio's name now that produced these. Was it Archon Studio did these guys? Can't remember. But
Polish one, isn't it?
yeah, so then, and I've got these coming. I've had the email about these for about 4 weeks. They're still on here. But having seen them in person, the quality of these plastics was fantastic. I think you'd seen some of these, hadn't you, at Spiel?
Oh, I was fully converted, so couldn't be less interested in Trench Crusade. No, couldn't be less. But then I saw the plastics in the hand, and I was like, oh, okay, no, this is very, very cool. Because when it was files, you could 3D print and stuff. It's just I'm not set up for that yet, so I just thought, I can't get involved in this, and I'm not a gamer either, so there just wasn't anything for me at that point. But I think 2026 is going to be the year for Trench Crusade, because they're going to do a lot of plastic kits.
They've announced,
I think that
tons.
if you look at this as like a skirmish game like Kill Team, I think that these look better than most of the Kill Teams. And I won't play it, but I see the appeal. But yeah, they look absolutely excellent. So I haven't seen it yet, but there might be a mini that comes out that I want to paint.
Yeah.
So I'm open to it, and I'll look at their releases. But yeah, I think that if I was heavily into gaming, I would jump into this.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I say I think it's been a highlight, because now I am much more into the 3D printing. I do have the means, I do have the models, and I am enjoying that. But that's only really come from the quality of the plastics from these games that's made me then look at, okay, what else is there for the games? I understand not everybody can produce tons of plastic kits. We understand the realities of producing miniatures. But the fact that these 3 games in particular have core plastic kits and have announced many more coming, it's just really exciting. It shows commitment by a company. Someone saying in the chat they're doing StarCraft as well. Yeah, I got told off for misunderstanding the popularity of StarCraft on a recent episode. But I just find it incredibly encouraging that we've got a lot of choice now, and choice where, and I'm sure people are going to come for me and say, oh, there's always been these options, blah, 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 blah. And that's why I said at the start, I'm a snob when it comes to minis. I don't have tons of time. I'm not a huge gamer. Therefore, the game is never going to be what drives me to do the hobby. What drives me is getting setting and the miniatures. And as I say, the settings have always been there, but now I feel like the miniatures are there as well in multiple areas. And these aren't just the only companies producing it as well. There's things like Dystopian Wars, I'm really enjoying that as well. So yeah, a big hobby highlight for me really for 25 was just that dipping my toe in, seeing what was out there, and being very, very pleasantly surprised. Well, to the point where my desk behind me is full of these miniatures. That's what I've been painting myself over the Christmas period. So yeah, really, really, really exciting. Hulks is saying in the chat, long snouts. Yeah, I mean, weren't those incredible? Rob very, very kindly sorted me out with some long snouts and stuff. So I don't know if you saw those, Andy.
Paul Bonner Orcs, yeah.
Paul Bonner Orcs, yeah. So yeah, just super exciting. Yeah, and Todd, you got that and the giant robots. I know, dude. They've been there forever. But I think not to tangent too much, but things like Gundam. You know how hard I've tried this year, Todd, to get into it, but it's still so alien to me. And the whole mech thing, whether it's Gundam or the other ways of engaging with it, it is super cool. But I don't even know where to start really. Whereas this other stuff, it's basically tabletop gaming adjacent, right? It's a world I'm familiar with. I can understand what these models are, what they look like, where you start, all the rest of it. So yeah, big highlight for me really was seeing what else is out there, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to enjoying them and painting them. And one of the ones I've been doing over over Christmas with some War Machine stuff, and I'm trying to use them as a way to embrace learning different painting techniques as well. I'm like you, like I like my Warhammer stuff to look a certain way. It doesn't mean that I don't like all the various techniques. I just don't necessarily like them on Warhammer minis. So actually having some of these other miniatures to try some different things and some processes and that out has been really, really fun. So yeah, that was my big highlight. And then the final one, really, yeah, speaking of what we're up to, has been this Fellblade I've been painting towards the end of last year. Yeah, a good time to do this mini and reflect and think about what to do going forwards. And it's been the Discords have been amazing. The Super Heavy Challenge on Discord has been brilliant. People have been just all over it and producing some brilliant looking tanks over the last month. Next week on YouTube, I'll be doing the final video for it, and I'll be featuring everyone's tanks that they finished as part of the challenge. But it's felt like a very nice sort of end point for the last 5 years of YouTube, and now I know where I'm going with YouTube now for the future, which has been exciting, scary, but exciting. So yeah, those are my highlights. I don't know if you want to ask anything or whatever.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this finished tank. I wish I could paint one. It's so big. I just can't. There's just so many projects I want to do, but yeah, you just got to do a quarter of the year really to do something like a Fellblade, haven't you?
I think to do it well, I think to enjoy it, yeah, and that's the other thing, isn't it? Is enjoying your painting.
And I only enjoy it if it's slow and good. That's what I've really learned, is that doing that kind of rushing is just not fun at all. It's horrible. And yeah, I'd love to have joined in on this challenge, but I just can't. So it's hard. I quite fancy getting one of those mini glaives though. The Micro Machine glaive is awesome.
Here he is. This one here.
You got one?
Yeah, you know I love my epic stuff. Like,
is that Fellblade or a glaive? Fellblade, yeah.
Fellblade, yeah.
I want a little glaive. Glaive.
Are very cute, aren't they? Well, challenges is something we're going to be getting on board with a bit more, isn't it? If you jump over onto Patreon, Andy's talking about the next one coming up, which is a lot smaller than a Super Heavy, which I think is doable. An anonymous gifter has just gifted people a load of subs. Well, thank you very much, anonymous gifter. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about what's going to be going on with YouTube and Twitch and all the rest of it. We're going to be recording a Patreon and Twitch sub only episode in the next couple of days, which will go into a lot more detail about what our plans are for 2026, and also give you guys the opportunity to get some requests in for us to to schedule some of those pieces in. But at the end of next week's tank video, I'll put a little segment in there about sort of the future of YouTube and where we're going to take it and how we're going to go about producing the content and what type of content we're going to be producing. But I think what Andy's saying there about we're slow painters, we try to do the quick painting, and it's just not fun. Well, for me anyway, and for you, I know. So, yeah, I think we'll leave that to people who can smash things out and be happy with it, because there's plenty of that. Right. Anything else you wanted to talk about highlights wise?
Got some new figures coming next year. They'll be good.
Yeah, go on. Give me in brief, because we'll talk about this in brief. What are you excited about for 2026 then?
Really excited about my project for Golden Demon. So I'm going to try and finish making that in the next couple of weeks, and I can't wait to paint it. Yeah, really excited about that project. And then as soon as that is done, I'm really excited to get stuck into large scale stuff, because I'm clucking for it. I'd love to paint a large scale mini right now, but then I'll be really mad at myself when it comes to Adepticon. So I've just learnt. So Yeah, I really fancy painting a large scale mini now, but I'll get Adepticon done, and then I think I'm going to switch and mostly do large scale for the rest of the year. And there'll be at least 2 releases from us next year, hopefully 3. But yeah, really, really hope that we can get those releases out next year. Not on Kickstarter either, but yeah, I'm just really excited, really, really excited to do those projects. So there'll be a new one at the MPO for sure.
There will indeed. El Plebeian in the chat, you did the gifts, thanks. You just pressed anonymous incorrectly. That's okay. And we've no way of knowing if that's true or not. So anyone else wants to jump on and claim that they gave those,
take note of that.
They gave those gifts away, you can do it as well. Let us know in the chat, guys, things you're excited for 2026, whether that's personal projects, whether that's events you're looking to go to, whether that's miniatures or miniatures ranges that are coming. Just let us know. I think it's fun to, it's fun to get excited. Andy and I have often, gone on about New Year Old Army and all that kind of thing. Finish your stuff, and that is important. But I also think there's nothing wrong with a little bit of just rampant excitement at the start of the year. Let's get it off to a positive start. I know that Christmas and New Year, particularly Christmas, it's not necessarily the best time for everybody. So, if you did have a good one, great. If you didn't, it's over. Let's move on. Let's make 2026 the best year.
It's over, everyone. Woohoo!
For hobby. But we've got, so on the channel, I'm just looking down, I've got the schedule up through to March here, but some of the things we've got, obviously the Super Heavy's being done. I've got a massive, great robot that's getting painted, I think for Feb. Then there's another kill team coming very, very shortly. Then I've got a lot of Badab written down here to be doing. Very, very excited. 2026 is the year of Badab for the channel for sure. I had an idea for a Carib Colne kit bash actually the other day. Just jot that one down there. I've got question mark there. Carib Colne.
I love him.
He's awesome, isn't he? All of Badab is incredible. So, and I've got buddy Liam sending me a really nice third party sculpt of what's his name, the Red Wake, Tiberius. Looks really cool.
What's the brand though? It's not that terrible Australian one, is it?
I don't know, because I'm not backwards in coming forwards about how I feel about many third-party Space Marine sculpts. I'm not a fan, but this one I felt was bang on the money with the sort of the design language and fitting into what's out there. So I'm excited for that to turn up, if anything turns up at the minute, because let's be honest, it's a complete shitstorm with postage at the moment. So
woohoo!
You're getting all these things going, oh, this is on the way, and I'm like, yeah, I want to see it. Like, we will see. Test of Honor. Oh, that's the feudal Japanese game, isn't it? Test of Honor, is that right? That's cool. MPO projects. Well, 5 months, countdown's on. Shrimpy starting your Bristol piece. Good. That's lovely to see lots of people getting ready with their projects. Make sure if you're not already, guys, and you're watching this and you use Discord, consider jumping in. It's a lovely little community. Very light touch on there. People just seem to curate it and talk about painting most of the time, which is just what we want. But if there's anything you'd like us to talk about on the podcast, or if there's things you'd like us to feature in videos, then all of the usual places. The website is currently up at the minute. There's a few things in the shop. There's an airbrush class I'm doing at the end of the month. The tickets are in there for that. I haven't announced that yet. The Goblin figure is still available for a couple more weeks. But then the website is currently being reworked in the background, so that will all be updated soon as well, with a new blog as well, which is going to be a giggle, but we'll talk about that in a future episode. So anything more, Andy, you wanted to talk about? We'll sign off.
Don't think so.
Lovely. Well, hopefully there's tons more highlights this year when we look back at it in a year's time. But thank you as ever to the patrons and the Twitch subs. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you're watching this back on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, you hit subscribe, you share the videos. All of that makes a big difference to us. Till next time, take care. We'll see you soon.